What's up YouTube, this is Lucas with FoxHawk Gaming, and today I'm going to be bringing you a budget version of how to farm Kaiba 40 for 6,000 plus points. And this, I've played 12 games and won about 9 of them, so I imagine that the win rate is between 70 and 80%, at least so far. And it felt pretty powerful as far as with limited resources how to farm him, so I'm gonna just go through the deck. Now we have reinforcements because there's only 3 Kaibamen in the deck, and this is how you're summoning all of your blue eyes. I went with reinforcements instead of Destiny Draw because it actually allows us to switch out a dead card for a Kaibaman, and it's actually relevant when you're getting beat up by Vorse Raiders to have an 1800 life point trigger instead of a 2000 one. So let's get into this. Kaibaman, you get from the card trader, you tribute him and you get a blue eyes from your hand. Blue Dragon Summoner, this helps you put a monster in defense as well as go grab a blue eyes. With your reinforcement skill, that gives you a blue eyes summon. Now Crystal Seer, this is one of the MVPs of the deck. Against Kaiba, you need a way to defend yourself against his powerful monsters. Crystal Seer does everything for us. It digs 2 deep and gives us a defender. A turn 1 of these feels amazing. They help you get through your deck faster than Kaiba, which is relevant. Sometimes you don't have to face all of his tools by the time you're out of cards. Really nice. Other than that, it draws you through the deck. Gets you to what you need pretty fast. And the next card is Piranha. We're using it with Riryoku, Gift of the Martyr, Secret Pass to the Treasures. That could probably be Burst Stream of Destruction if you don't have Ancient Pass to the Treasures. And that's the win con package. You Riryoku from a blue eyes and then you sacrifice it to Gift of the Martyr. And you have a direct attack Piranha for over 10k. Now, I wouldn't suggest using this without Gift of the Martyr. Gift of the Martyr is too key in lowering the amount of dead cards in this deck, because you lose against Kaiba if you just have too many dead cards. This deck doesn't have too many. I'm using a Golden Apples because I have one, and I figured it's okay to throw in one, but it actually hasn't been necessary in the games I've played. I imagine it might win every now and then, but really unnecessary. You could probably replace it with a defense card like Security Orb. Something to keep your blue eyes on the field from the DD Warrior. Windstorm, it's a defensive card. It helps protect our blue eyes. And Riryoku Field. He's gonna have 2 enemy controllers. So we want to counter the ones that are relevant. Alright. So, without further ado, let's take a look at this in action. Alright, so in this game I end up going first, and we have a very solid starting hand. This is a very ideal one. So I place the Blue Dragon Summoner face down, so I can get a blue eyes going here. I have the Riryoku Field already, which is why I placed Blue Dragon Summoner before the Crystal Seer, because I can just protect him. So this does a couple things. It gets rid of his enemy controller so he can't use it to steal our blue eyes on his turn, and it triggers it right now. So alright, the DD Warrior, that's it. He had it in his opening hand. Nothing we can do about that, but we have a Crystal Seer, so we can look through the deck. Found a Kaibaman. I'm going to hang on to that. So now I've got a couple things I can do after this Crystal Seer, hopefully. Okay, so we dig a couple cards deep and we find the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And a pretty good and timely Riryoku Field. Not sure why. Oh, I didn't attack because I didn't want to kill Kaiba. So I try to reveal the face down DD Warrior. He summons his Blue Eyes. Now, here's the cool play. This is what Reinforcements does. I'm gonna put away Golden Apples because it's just become useless this game. Not sure I have to kill his Blue Eyes like that, but I did. I don't place the Windstorm because there's nothing I have to fear. Yeah, Riryoku Field. If I didn't have the Riryoku Field down, I want to place the Windstorm to counter that play, where he steals our Blue Eyes. And now I just get to play the waiting game. Now here's where we learn something. If you can't excavate 2, you don't draw. It's pretty good. So now we're doing the direct attack, and there we go. That ends Kaiba for our first game. So we're going first again in this game. Okay, so we start off with our Riryoku Fields. Not the greatest opening hand. But, okay, so I did have a game where I used Golden Apples. It helps us stall a bit. We go grab our Reinforcements, Kaibaman. Ignore the enemy controller. Well, counter it, not necessarily ignore. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't drop him below 1,800 life points. So we're stuck without a guy. Okay, I can't remember. Okay, I do opt for the Kaibaman because my thought process is I don't want to have to rely on Reinforcements. That's the thing, once he drops below 1,800 and he starts setting face down monsters, you want to attack with monsters you don't care if they die. So I'm not in too big of a worry here. Crystal Seer doesn't need to pick up anything this turn. I didn't want to kill him. And he can't crash a DD Warrior into me. He could summon a Blue Eyes still. We do have our second Riryoku Field for that. Whenever you're in a position where he can make that play, you definitely want to set a monster, or you want to have a Windstorm or Riryoku Field, and there's a good chance of having that. This deck has a lot of monsters. It's got a lot of ways to cycle through the deck. It's got Reinforcements. It's got a lot of ways to get card advantage against Kaiba. So it's the last turn, and now we're doing our magic. And there we have it. Okay, so this is a really good starting hand. Not crazy or anything, but it's good. It'll go distance. We did start off with Riryoku Field as well. And now we have a Windstorm, which is amazing because it's going to buy a lot of time for our blue eyes. We have a blue summoner in hand, so we can turn our reinforcements online later and have a blue eyes. Then I draw blue eyes, so now we can rely on reinforcements if he deals with this blue eyes. Nice cost downing. So there we pick up a Kaibaman. We're sent in a really good position. I opt to place a face down Seer to get deeper through the deck in this game faster, because no one likes taking time on these. So now I'm feeling pretty good, feeling like I can't lose. Embarrassing Kaiba with his own blue eyes with Joey, so there's a lot of flavor points going on here. This might be a game where I go for a tribute summon for more points as well. Might be, not sure. Okay, yeah. He's not gonna attack my face down because his life points are so low. So I'm gonna get some extra points and probably boost this into the 7k points range by doing that. You don't always have the luxury of tribute summoning, but if you can, it's more points. And there we go. Okay, and this is one of the worst hands I've had, but by the second turn, we're going to go 3 cards deep into the deck. So finding a Kaibaman is actually pretty realistic. We haven't been hit for reinforcements yet. Chance that that face down is an enemy controller, but it ends up not being. Either way, I would have been fine with activating his enemy controller there. It wouldn't have done a lot. Now we're getting even deeper into the deck, turning an otherwise bad hand into a good one. I was careful not to attack his face down. Because it could have been a DD warrior. Especially, he starts behaving differently once you have 2 blue eyes down. Yeah. Well, he is at under 1800, so he'll set the DD warrior no matter what the field position is. So, sacrifices his last DD warrior. So, I believe it's his last. I haven't been counting this game, but yeah, I feel pretty safe in going for a tribute. And there we go. Now we're doing our move. I believe I attacked the face down just for possible bonus points for destroying his monsters. I don't particularly count while I'm doing these duels. So far it's been about around 75% win rate for me. One of my losses was from a straight up misplay. So should have been 10 out of 12, which is significant for the low cost of this deck. You only have to really open Chaotic Compliance. Crystal Seer does a lot for helping a deck like this against Kaiba. So I know for a fact at least one of those is an enemy controller. So we're going to activate it, force him to cost down Blue Eyes or DD Warrior. He doesn't have either this game. He can only have so many cards, so he didn't have his answers, so now we've taken over the game fairly. We can still misplay our way out of this one, but nothing too crazy. Now this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. If anyone can figure out what that glitch decision was, we could possibly use it to make a new farm deck. And this is where I learned that he behaves differently with 2 DD Warriors, or 2 Blue Eyes down. He won't just suicide his DD Warrior into an attack position Blue Eyes when you have 2. He doesn't want to leave himself open. So be careful about that. I was not. So, not getting the tribute summon this game. Trying to knock out his field here. Crystal Seer is safe. So we can get some bonus points by not losing anything. I clear the final spell and trap zone. And now we're reaching the win phase. So yeah, this deck, it feels very good farming Kaiba. I for one don't have 3 golden apples, so I've been kind of left hanging on farming Kaiba for a while, but decided to give this a try. Been using Kaibaman on Joey and looked at the reinforcements change and realized that that has decent potential when it comes to farming. It's fairly consistent. You have a lot of ways to get out of a hole. As far as pulls, you only have to significantly pull Chaotic Compliance, really. Golden Apple does help this matchup, but I wouldn't call it a necessity exactly. But yeah, anyways, that's what I used to farm Kaiba 40 today. Got 9 out of 12 wins with all my keys, and I thought I'd pass this on to you guys. Anyways, tell me what you think. If you like this, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how this plays out for you. And thank you for watching.